Yo, yo, yo! What's good, Chairman? House of Barf? What's poppin'? How's everybody feeling? I wanted to come on today with a special message to Bulgaria. Thank you so much for stopping by the house, even if it was just for 60 seconds. If I'm correct, the region was Sofia capital, if I'm correct. I don't have my notes in front of me. So I just want to say thank you so much. I did look up how to say thank you in Bulgarian, but again, I don't have my notes with me real quick. I do remember it was something like Testaverde or something. So everything's been going really well. It's still, the Mark Twain, best of times, worst of times. As far as I consider it, it's some type of spiritual warfare that currently I feel like I'm in the middle. I have my angels protecting me. At the same time, I have these demons that are trying to attack me from all angles. So, for example, so let's say you have a large land of farm. And don't quote me on this because, this is just stuff I've heard over the years. You have a large farm, let's just say, I don't know, like 50 acres or something, and the original owners, probably your parents, passed away, unfortunately. And now the farm is in your and your siblings' hands. So before, you would have the people who come around and say, hey, we'd be willing to buy the land from, your parents. Your parents always said, don't sell. And if you do sell, make sure they're not Caucasian. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But don't sell the farm. Don't sell the land. And your parents, so people knew that they couldn't buy from your parents. They were not going to sell the land. And they definitely weren't going to sell to anybody who wasn't black. I'm joking. Okay, I'm sorry. So, again, the unfortunate demise happens. And now it's amongst you and your siblings. And your parents were from the good old days. They had about 6 of y'all. So now the land is split up evenly. And now these people who want to come at you can come at you from different angles. So you say to yourself, I'm not selling none of mom and dad's land. This was their wish. I'm going to abide by it. You hold on to your land. Well, you got 5 other siblings. So these people work on a couple things. They go to the banks. They try to work their connections at the banks to do different things. I don't know, raise interest rates or something. I don't know what they do. That's that other stuff that I'm not hip to, and that's why I'm in finances, to kind of learn the game. You got to remember, these people have been in the game 400 years compared to, 2 or 3, 100 years. They had a huge head start. And what I mean is I guess what people call them, the founding fathers, the people who came over from the other countries because they were being pushed out based on their religious beliefs and whatnot, and came to America and started, settled and started colonizing. So they've been doing this for 400 years, and it wasn't until, a couple hundred years later when women and people of other race finally got the opportunity. So you can say things about Caucasians like, oh, they're just sick and they're just greedy and, they all they want to do is take, or whatever you want to say about Caucasians. In my personal opinion, it's kind of like they just know. I'm not trying to generalize because I think this is the issue that Jewish people were having is when, people were saying things like all Jewish people are rich or whatever. They're like, no, that's not true. I'm not saying that all Caucasians, know the rules to the game of economics and whatever. So I do apologize if I'm generalizing or being rude and racist. I apologize. But in my opinion, they just, not they, but some Caucasians know the rules to the game. And all they're doing is executing the rules. And the other part of the game is don't teach the rules to the other parties. And once they learn the rules, then they'll be able to play the game efficiently. So just imagine like you're being treated like shit at your job, right? And you don't know about anything that you can do to defend yourself. You're probably just going to blow up and lose your cool. You know, you're just going to lose your whole cool. And that's what they want, because now they can get rid of you for cause or something. But just imagine if you knew the rules of being able to go to your HR representative or be able to go to Equal Employment Opportunity Committee, or being able to go to the personnel committee with the White House. Now all of a sudden people are like, oh snap, I don't want to fool with this person. They know the rules. You know what I'm saying? Now they actually got to play you straight up, and you play them straight up. You know what I'm saying? Now it's a competitive game. You know, so, you know, there's other routes that people can go using their connections at banks and whatnot. But another route that they can do is they can start approaching your siblings back to the farm. You know, they can start and they get one sibling. So they own, you know, 1/6, you know, and then they holler at another sibling. Now they're at, you know, 2/6. What is 2/6? 1/3. Okay. So once they can get, you know, that third sibling, 3/6, now they own 50%. Now they can just buy you out, you know? So even when you're trying to stay on your good path, you know, when I was talking about the spiritual warfare, it feels like sometimes even if the devil feels like he can't get to me directly, which the devil can, you know what I'm saying? Devil has, you know, I'm not perfect, you know, the devil, you know, will creep in, you know, like, you know, when you crack a door in the middle of summertime and that fly just buzzes in right through that crack, you know, and trust me, do I leave the opportunity for the door to be open? Sometimes I do. You know, and I'm working on it. You know, I'm not perfect yet, but I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there. Trust me. Well, maybe not perfection, but you know, it's close. You know, close to God as I can get one day. So yeah, just dealing with all that, and just trying to stay positive. The bills are piling up. It's crazy. Still working on my trading. You know, I'm doing well. I'm doing pretty well. Trying to be consistent. Had a book signing this past weekend. It went really well. I do want to say thank you to I believe it's Zing family, Steve and Wendy Zing, the owners of this restaurant out here called the Golden Pavilion. It's on Laurel Bowie Road, and they allowed me to set up a table in their restaurant. And if I could also give thanks to, I call her Lady Sandy, but I believe her name is Sandra Mayo Carr. But I just call her Lady Sandy. And I want to give her thanks as well for basically being my promoter, reaching out to her connections and having her connections come through. It's much appreciated. So it was a taste of what things could be like if I continued and stay on this path. It's a wonderful, beautiful thing. Still working on Chandler Gregory Hayes, the financial therapy / consultant company, where essentially I just sit around and I talk to you and we just talk about things. And does it need to be on social media and everything? No. Do people want to be on social media? If they wanted to, they can. But I would prefer not to put people all over social media, you know, unless like it was fake. I don't know. I don't want to put people real business out there because, you know, finances can be a very sensitive topic for me and for other people, you know, and I don't want people to see people losing their cool, me included. I've done some coaching, lost my cool, you know, I'm talking to an individual. And at this point, I was not trying to give advice. I was just like, I was more so like, hey, so have you thought about this? Have you thought about that? And this person's just like cutting me off as I'm talking. No, I don't want to hear it. I don't want any advice. They just want to vent. And I was like, oh, I'm not even trying to give you advice. I'm just asking you, have you thought? No, I do what I do. I stick to it. And this is what I'm doing. It's like, okay. I'm not sitting here trying to give you advice. I'm saying, have you considered other things? And after the person about cut me off the third, fourth time, I about left. I was like, you know what? I'm out of here. I'm done. I'm sorry. And it's like, why are you leaving? It's like, yo, listen, I'm trying to make a good, positive thing out of this. Just communication, different approaches. If you go to any therapy, I'm pretty sure that they offer like alternatives to obviously whatever you've been doing. Do you have to take it? Absolutely not. In my personal opinion, even when it comes to investing, it's great to just know a bunch of different strategies. Now, if you want to go off and just do short puts or whatever you want to do, long out of the money calls or whatever it is you want to do, your strategy, and that's your strategy, you want to stick to it, cool. But I do say it's still beneficial to have multiple different strategies under your belt. For example, going back to the example of the person at work who is feeling like they're being harassed or in a hostile work environment, who feels like they have nowhere to go because they have one strategy that they've been doing their whole life, which was to go to work and work hard and that they will be just fine. Wells, that didn't work any longer because now you're dealing with the devil and the devil's hardening people's hearts, making them terrible people coming at you. Why? Because you're quiet, because you're an introvert. I'm not saying weak. I'm just saying there's different attributes about you that they know that they can take advantage of you, and they're going to, So I just think it's good to have strategies under the belt and not even have to utilize them unless you need to. Look at Batman. This guy rolls around with 50 gadgets on him. He should really be called Inspector Gadget. Does he always need to use the ninja stars? Probably not. He's like, I don't need to use those today. I just need to use this baton. I used to carry a baton. I used to practice with that joint too. I was prepared. If anybody wanted to try, beat their ass with that baton. That shit hurt. I ain't never hit myself with it, but I could see stuff I hit with it. Like, I was like, man, that's bone crushing. And the thing is, I've practiced with that joint. And so I knew a few tricks. I'm about to get me another baton. Because that thing, the good thing about it is, unless you really try, ain't nobody going to die. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody dying. But by the time you're done with them, they may end up in the hospital, depending on how far you go. You know what I'm saying? They're definitely going to be doing some time in the hospital, a few days. But yeah. Other than that, things are going really well. I am still going through a lot of hard times. I still haven't found a job, which is it is a terrible thing because unfortunately I'm unable to pay my bills. But on the other note, I've been able to focus on content and pushing this book. I do feel bad because I haven't really been giving my Spotify for Podcasters audience the attention that they deserve because y'all been with me since day one. The only thing is I posted a video on TikTok like maybe this morning, and let me see. I posted it this morning, probably like midnight. When I say this morning, posted it probably like midnight, and it already got like 55 views. I can actually, if I can see, I can look at the analytics. Let me see. On this video I just posted. No, it hasn't came out yet. The TikTok will show me the analytics. Let me see. Okay, forget about it. It's not coming up. But already got 55 views. So on Spotify for Podcasters, whenever I post like one episode, it probably gets like 2 views. You know what I'm saying? So I just been trying to get more followers, you know what I'm saying? Just more and more followers. So hopefully I can start monetizing on YouTube and on the different avenues. I don't even know how to do that yet, but I'm trying to. And then hopefully it'll put me down a road where I can, even write another book. A lot of people have been asking me, is there going to be another book? And I'll tell y'all. All right, so I had this other book in my head. It's like a self-motivation book, but I had really no intentions of writing it. Now, it's kind of like something that I wanted to do, once I become like an older man, like, I don't know, like 70, You know what I'm saying? I wanted to write this self-motivation book based on my experiences as like a 70-year-old man. So even in my life, I have like a database in my brain, like that's like collecting all this data of like experiences, so that when I get to this point, I need to start writing it down. I'm like, okay, now I can write this book. But people are like, forget that. All right, you need to do another one right now. And I'm like, yo, I haven't even got outside of Bowie/Baltimore, Maryland. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even been to D.C. yet, even though I do believe I met this woman from the Library of Congress who said she would like to set up a time for me to come down to the Library of Congress and sit down with some children and read the book and just have a good time and just chat it up. You know, it's gonna be a great time. So I'll hopefully get to D.C., and if I'm correct, by the Library of Congress is a Capitol Burger. So I'm going to probably stop by the Capitol Burger. Their milkshakes they're actually pretty good. They're actually really good in my personal opinion. The old heads tell me that I never experienced a Sambo's, which I know it's like, why would you go there? But a Sambo's milkshake. They said, man, them Sambo's milkshakes, the Denny's, formerly known as Sambo's, they said the milkshakes there were really good. Unfortunately, I don't go to Denny's for the mere fact that their name used to be Sambo, and two, I haven't personally, but I've known people that have some unfortunate experiences at Denny's. But maybe one day I'll give it another try. I'll stop by the IHOP, but I haven't even really been going to IHOP. We got some other places. Somebody told me about this place called Lambert's. They got a bomb breakfast. I think we got this place called Gramps. What's the other joint? Oh, crap. They got a good smoothie in that joint. I can't believe it. But yeah, there's other breakfast places. So I really don't even be hitting the IHOP nor the Denny's. Like, got so many other places that you can hit that got really good food. But yeah. So yeah, other than that, everything's been going really great. Again, I want to say thank y'all so much for the support. I'm going to keep the episodes popping, even if I'm just getting that 1 or 2 views. And also on Spotify for podcasters, I have 0 followers. 0. On TikTok, I've already acquired like 300 followers, and this is in a matter of like 1 month. And then on YouTube, I already got like 10 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? And that's in a matter of like 1 month. So I kind of have, but I'm going to keep the Spotify for podcasters going for real. I'm not going to let y'all down, because I do have about 7 to 20 people who are loyal listeners. They just don't follow me. So I don't know how that works, I guess it's just in their recent activity and they can just click on the episodes. So yeah, I definitely do appreciate y'all. I got a couple things I got to do. So over the weekend, I did have a really good book selling, in the sense of, I was able to get off probably about 50 books, where at other events, I was probably only getting off like 10 books. So I got a lot of connections, and we exchanged information. So what I'm going to go ahead and get ready to do now is send out emails, basically just saying thank you so much for all your support. I really appreciate it. Hopefully we can, connect in the future for any future events or anything. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm about to do right now. And then I'm going to get to the stock market, just check out to see what's going on. If y'all want to see let's see what Bloomberg's talking about. Let me see.
And we have the S&P 500 down more than 0.5%. The Dow right now down about 0.1%. The 2-year yield is lower at 4.58%. The 10-year lower as well as 4.25%, and the 30-year at 4.43%. For currencies, the dollar's weaker, Japanese yen, euro, British pound stronger, Bitcoin at 51,692.
Wow.
And on the commodities front, we have NYMEX crude, $78 a barrel. Brent crude, $82 a barrel. Spot coal higher at $2,028 an ounce. And a pretty quiet day as far as economic data for today. But tomorrow, things change. We have the release of minutes from the Fed's January meeting. And yes, we'll also be watching for earnings from NVIDIA after the bell tomorrow. That is your Bloomberg Business Flash. Paul and Bailey.
All right, Lisa Mateo, thank you.
Is it NVIDIA? I don't know. I've been saying NVIDIA for long. Okay, my bad. All right, y'all. So I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. I may be back later. Still got to work on all my Spotify for podcast episodes. It's not helping that I'm still creating new ones. So I'm going to work on those, try to edit those. And yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Take care of yourselves. I'm Chan Man, House of Barf.